Hi again, it's me, Bill Patton with Visual Training for Tennis. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about threat detection because this is a big part of your visual system and very large bearing on how well you play. This right here, it shows a little bit about the function of your amygdala. What happens is, here we go to number one, sensory data fed to the thalamus, right? So you've got through your eyes, you detect a threat. So the thalamus detects the threat and sends data to the amygdala, but at the same time, the data is also sent to your cortex simultaneous. The amygdala does a quick threat assessment, and then if needed, amygdala blocks slow thinking. An example would be if all of a sudden you saw a tiger running towards you. You would just run, you wouldn't think. There would be no thinking. If you saw an immediate threat, somebody threw a brick at you, then you would immediately duck. You wouldn't stop and think, oh, is that a brick, right? So you get an immediate response. That's a positive thing when it comes to learning to play tennis automatically, because you need to be able to go through that faster response. The amygdala blocks slow thinking, right? And then what happens is you get an unthinking response. In our Western world, we like to think that unthinking is not a good idea. Now, so here's the interesting thing, right? So if we go here, data goes to your cortex, right? And then it interacts with these other things. It's the cortex which does the modulation of how serious is the threat. So if the threat is not serious, then you now have time to enter in some slower thinking, which means you're going to be able to be more reasonable. I'm sure you know the experience of, all of a sudden a spider's crawling on your neck, right? And so you feel that itch and you confirm that, yes, indeed, you have a creature on your neck, and you go into, kind of a wild dance and, to get that off your neck, like right now. And which can look pretty comical to the people around you. But then when you explain, I had a spider on my neck, then everybody says, oh, okay, understood. So now here's the interesting thing. The teenage mind, teenagers detect threats, but they don't have as fully developed a cortex as they need to be able to decide how badly of a threat is something. So for instance, if the opponent serves and volleys on the first point of the match, then they're going to immediately, freak out because this person's a serve and volleyer. Oh no, right? And then it takes them a while. If the person then for the next 15 points does not serve and volley, it takes them a little while to catch up with that fact. They might even actually need it pointed out to them. Another way that this plays out is that sometimes people have a weakness in their game, like they might really, not like high balls or whatnot. And then all of a sudden, every time that they see a high ball, then they get into an agitated state because they have this oh no reaction. Oh my goodness, it's another high ball. I don't like those. They can go down the tubes. I mean, this is part of what makes pushers and moonballers so effective, is the aggravation that they can cause in other players. Part of the visual training then is also to train the eyes to see something as a manageable challenge rather than a threat. You're going to have to train your players on how to deal with high balls and get comfortable with them, and when they see them, to have a plan and then to know that they're comfortable doing that. And then their visual reaction to that incoming ball is going to be a lot more confident. I was new in a league, and my girls were playing another team that had almost all seniors. And my team had lost 9 of the 10 varsity players from the year before. So my team had been an almost all senior team, finished second the year before. Now we're playing a team that has almost all seniors, very experienced. My team's very new. And the other team was hitting really high balls to my girls' backhands, and my girls would then hit a short ball, and the other team would come in and, come to the net. They would hit short angle shots to their side or drop shots. And it took us a little while to figure that out. We barely won that match. But in preparation for the next match, I made sure that my girls learned not only how to hit that ball back, but hit it back better. So now the next time around, we beat that team handily because we were ready for this tactic that was so effective. High balls to the backhand in singles is going to be highly effective, especially in girls and women's tennis, because you can definitely draw a short ball out of that. So there's an example of, training something and giving the girls a lot of confidence that when that ball comes in, they can hit it higher and deeper to the other girl, and then they get the short ball and turn the tables on them. That's one of those fun moments. So anyway, thanks for watching. And yes, be aware of that threat detection. And as a player, learn to overcome your fears on the tennis court, learn to mitigate weaknesses that kind of give you an oh no feeling, and come up with a play that's going to help diffuse that. And as coaches, it's really important for coaches to help children and young adults, young teenagers, to really think things through and really decide if something is really as much of a threat as they think it is. And you can also quelch a lot of drama for them as they move forward. All right, thanks for watching. I'm going to put a link to visual training for tennis course in the description. Please like and subscribe, and share these videos with people that you like, and I will appreciate all of that. See you in the next one.